go first. This is fine. It's a little land heavy, but we can start off with, start off with our islands and get Deprive online. And of course, this is also just like a regular Merfolk deck. We can just play Merfolk and win that way too. Oli Oli. Waiting on our opponent, Oli Oli. Actually, let me check and see if the no, I don't want the dashboard. I want to see if the Stream Decker works. I guess not. We're just waiting on our opponent here. I don't think our opponent has decided that they want to go for it or anything like that. Let's add. Okay, so we're finally going here. Oh, whoops. There we go. Play an island and pass the turn to our opponent. Our opponent casts Once Upon a Time for free. We discussed this on our most recent episode about the modern bannings. Once Upon a Time is just free, so that's kind of dumb. But let's see what they reveal. Gemstone Mine. Interesting. And they get Sakura Tribe Scout. Let's get Master of the Pearl Trident down. They're not going to be casting anything right now that matters super hard to us just yet. There's Amulet of Vigor. Okay, so we're playing against Amulet Titan. And there's Field of the Dead. Ooh, another Amulet of Vigor. There's Simic Growth Chamber. And they cast Ancient Stirrings, revealing Teleria West. Our opponent transmutes Teleria West to get Summoner's Pact. Okay, so let's go ahead and swing in for 2 here. And then we're just going to pass the turn. And then this way, when our opponent plays Summoner's Pact and we counter it, they're kind of up creek. I mean, even though we have this combo that we want to be cool and we want to have fun with, it's always better to just play out what you're play against the deck that you're playing against. And this deck is definitely a deck that can win out of nowhere, so we do have to be careful. Okay, so we counter it with Deprive. This doesn't mean that our opponent is out of it at all, but they are down to 1 card in hand, which is good for us. Especially when you tutor for Summoner's Pact and then you can't cast it, then our opponent could still technically play. Okay, our opponent transmutes again for Summoner's Pact. Our opponent's not doing it this turn because they don't have a way to get through there. So let's play Mutavault. And let's get the Lord down. Our opponent isn't dead, but they are fairly behind. Third Amulet, and they've got Summoner's Pact, and then the other card we know that they have in hand is the Simic Growth Chamber. So they're gonna get 6 mana from the Simic Growth Chamber to play the Amulet or the Titan. And then they're going to return the Simic Growth Chamber back to their hand, so that way they have the mana next turn to so there's Simic Growth Chamber, and our opponent is stacking their Amulet triggers. And right now, there's nothing we can do about it, so we're just gonna auto yield to the Amulet triggers. We just gotta wait. Okay. And then our opponent returns Teleria West to their hand. Our opponent transmutes Teleria West and gets Summoner's Pact. Casts Summoner's Pact. Prime Time enters the revealed card zone, so you get a second Primeval Titan. Alright, so our opponent gets Boros Garrison and Slayer's Stronghold. Slayer's Stronghold gives creatures +2/+0 and haste, which is bad for us, because now our opponent can untap both lands, use Slayer's Stronghold again. Yep. So far they can hit us for 16. Which is not dead. Well, actually, we may just be dead. Because so they're hitting for 16. Yeah, then they get Vesuva. To just pump, use the Slayer's Stronghold to pump one of them. And we are just very dead here. Return the Simic Growth Chamber to their hands. Return the... Yep. So that's 18 damage. And then they're the second Primeval... Yep. And then they get Sunhome, Fortress of the Legion, and just give a creature double strike. And then we're done. So one card I want to bring out is Echoing Truth in place of the Deprives. I don't know if this combo is worth it. Because, I mean, we have to have it, like, right away. But, maybe Spell Pierce would be better instead of Deprive. Deprive is very slow. So we're going to go ahead and send it off with this. Actually, oh, never mind. All right, we have almost everything we need here. Oli Oli. We're just waiting for our opponent here. And we do have a Spreading Seas, which is great to have in hand against this deck, so. I don't know if our opponent would have a reason to blow up Aether Vial either. Once Upon a Time is such a good card. It's just nuts. Yep, our opponent gets a snow-covered forest and plays Sakura Tribe Scout. And we are going to take up Aether Vial. And we're going to go ahead and play out Master the Pearl Trident. Alright, our opponent casts Ancient Stirrings using their snow-covered forest there. They might be a little bit stuck on lands that they can play. Or they were short the Amulet of Vigor. So they got the Teleria West and they got an... Oh, there's their Sun Home. And they're going to play Amulet of Vigor. And our opponent's going to put a land into play. Probably a bounce land. Oh, Cavern of Souls. Sure. Oh, scout creature spells are uncounterable. Okay, I'll allow it. But being able to seize their Fortress of the Legion is really good. They can't bounce it back to their hand. They can only bounce back lands that they. Well, I guess they can. Yes, we're going to take up Aether Vial's ability. Yeah, let's do it for now, just to get a draw in, and because right now it doesn't matter that much. We're just trying to get to a Pure Sight Marrow. And we'll pass the turn here. So with Thassa's Oracle, we'll be able to look at the top X cards of our library, where X is our devotion to blue, put one of them on top of our library and the rest on the bottom. So honestly, it wouldn't be too bad. It wouldn't be drawing us a card, but it would be letting us select what our next card is. So playing out Thassa's Oracle now honestly isn't that bad of a option. It does give us, card selection. It gives us the ability to look for what we need. Then we put the rest on the bottom, I believe. Yep. So Thassa's Oracle is definitely an interesting card, and I'm very excited that it exists. And it would be very cool to be able to just to get this off. Our opponent's probably doing some mental math in their heads, trying to see how they can do it this turn. Because they can technically play 3 lands a turn. And they do have Teleria West in hand. I have given them some of the blue mana they need to transmute. Okay, so they can... our opponent can play 2 lands. There's 1. So our opponent, yep, there's 2. There's land number 2. Our opponent's just generating a bunch of mana here. And they can technically do this 2 more times with the Secure Tribe Scouts. Okay, so there's the Titan. So our opponent's going to search for 2 lands. And so they're going to search for their 2 lands with Prime Time. And that's all fun and games because, you know, Prime Time is just a fair Magic card. This is a long game of Magic, and it's not because of us, you know, running out time on the Pure Sight Barrow triggers. All right. That was the second copy of Magic Online that was running. I thought I'd closed that. Our opponent's still searching for their lands. So I'm trying to think what our opponent could get here to kill us this turn. So if they get the blue-green land, they could generate enough mana to transmute to look for Pact of Negation. And they could bounce the Sun home. Well, they only have 1 amulet, so they could only... Okay, so there's the Slayer's Stronghold, and there's the Boros Garrison. Then they're going to attack. And they're going to search their library again. And here we go again. Okay, just, you know, waiting around. I might just fast forward this in the playback. Our opponent might be double queuing if they're taking this long. That or they're just new to the deck. So our opponent gets Field of the Dead and Vesuva, copying an island so that they can make enough mana to transmute. Okay, so we take 8. So our opponent's going to put Sunhome Fortress the Legion into play. Then they're going to play another land to get Field of the Dead, pumping out another token. Field of the Dead is very strong as well. So, yep, and then they just tap this blue from the, and then they can search transmute Tolaria West to get another pact, and then they can search for another prime time. Oh, engineer explosives. Alright, so let's play Thassa's Oracle. I don't think it really matters at this point. Oh. Nope. Yep. We're just going to concede. Good game to our opponent. We didn't get there. Just kind of stinks that that's how that shook out. But we'll go